welcome back. This is my first vlog in a while. It's been a while since I've actually taken my phone out and actually filmed what I was doing. Because this is technically a vlog channel. But this is a vlog of the Summer of '84 Vancouver one night only premiere. And I'm just gonna preface this by saying it was so good. If you get a chance to see it, please see it. It was so good. It's a horror film, a thriller horror film, and I hate horror movies. I can't stand them. They either terrify me or they just suck. And this one was absolutely incredible. And this is totally also not biased, by the way. I actually genuinely thought it was an incredible film. My dear, dear friend, Verchere, is actually the lead in this movie. He plays Davey, and he did a really good job. I was very caught up in the evening and the moment of the evening, and I was so excited celebrating with my friends and with Graham and watching the film and catching up with some old friends who also came to see the film to support Graham that I kind of forgot to talk as I was vlogging, tell you what was happening. So you're gonna see me sitting on this couch every once in a while, and I'll pop in during the vlog to tell you what's happening because I completely forgot to talk to the camera while I was filming the other night. Some things I should probably mention are, it took place at the Rio Theatre in Vancouver, and the Rio Theatre is a very old, beloved theatre by many Vancouverites, and for the last year, I want to say, there was plans to tear down the Rio, get rid of it. The city of Vancouver didn't really feel that it was really contributing anything else to Vancouver as of recently. And as soon as that went out, Vancouver was like, what? No, we love the Rio. Don't get rid of the Rio. So there's this whole fundraiser for the last year that's called Save the Rio, #Save the Rio. And this was the very, very last fundraiser for Save the Rio. And it was kind of cool to have a movie that was shot in Vancouver with a lot of Vancouver cast and crew being part of this very final event to save one of the lovely theaters in the Vancouver region. Not just Summer of '84, but that did contribute to the fact that throughout the entire fundraising for the last year and a bit, we actually did save the Rio Theatre, and the Rio Theatre did get funding and a grant to continue operating, which is super, super awesome, and it's really cool to think that the last fundraiser for the Save the Rio was a movie that Graham was in and that some Vancouver people were in, and it was shot in Vancouver. So I think that's really, really wonderful. But I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, please, please check out Summer of '84. If you live in the United States, it's coming to theaters August 10th. It might be select theaters. And for Canada, August 24th, it's gonna be video on demand. It's unfortunately not coming to Canadian theaters. However, it did premiere at the Sundance Film Festival, and it's an absolutely incredible movie. There was also some cast and crew from the film. I believe the Vancouver cast and crew from the film were also in attendance. Not everyone, but some people obviously. Graham was there with us, hanging out with us. Cory Gruter-Andrews, who plays Curtis Faraday, he was also there. I saw him a couple times when he was on the stage, as you're going to see. And also Jason Gray-Stanford, who plays Graham's dad in the movie. Tiera Skovbye from Riverdale was supposed to be in attendance from what I am aware of. She plays Polly in Riverdale, and she plays Nikki in Summer of '84, but she was still filming in Hawaii the night of the premiere in Vancouver and unfortunately was no longer able to make it. But she's also in the film, as well as one of the producers from the film, Jameson Parker, was also in attendance for the introduction and the Q&A. So here's the main introduction before we watch the film. Here's the vlog. Enjoy!
Research. Make some noise if you've been to the Rio before. Is anyone here? Is this your first time here at the Rio? Noise. Okay. Well, we're glad that you could have your first Rio experience be this one. Just another quick question. Make some noise if you actually remember 1984. Yeah, it was a good year for Van Halen. We're so excited to have you guys all here for this, our final Save the Rio fundraiser. Big deal. This kind of screening is like the kind of thing that we adore. To have the Western Canadian premiere of a film that was shot here with local cast and crew and had its premiere at Sundance? Crazy. So before we get started, I do want to mention, of course, we are going to be having a Q&A after this, but before we get started, let's say hello to some people who are joining us today. Come on out, guys. Maybe if you could, Jameson, you stand near me. We'll do this. Jameson, everybody make some noise for Jameson. If it wasn't for Jameson, we wouldn't be doing this here tonight. Jameson, what's your role with the film?
I am one of the producers and the director of development for Bright Light Pictures.
Amazing. And could you go down the line and introduce who else we have here today?
Hi, I'm Graham. You'll see me on there.
I'm Cory, and you'll also see me on there, except just a different character.
Hi, I'm Sean. You won't see me up there at all. But I'm the only one on stage that was alive in '84.
No comment. I'll save it. Well, anyway, have you guys? So you guys have all seen the film, I take it. And how does it feel to be showing it to friends and family tonight? They're so excited, they're subdued. It's very East Van. So again, we're so excited to be doing this tonight. Jameson, as I mentioned, if it wasn't for Jameson, I don't think we'd be doing this here. This is what we love to do here at the Rio. We're so glad you chose to be here and not on a beach on a Monday night at 6:30, supporting local film. Any words before we get started here? Anything anyone should know about this film before they watch it?
So not only was it shot here and largely cast here and is a huge local film, the film is happening because Jameson found the script in LA at a ballet stand. And but it's nice as a local Vancouver company. We do really well making American stuff. Graham and I both work on The Good Doctor. And so but when you can find a script and develop it locally, that's when we're starting to really build as a company. So we've got lots of young, smart, intelligent people like Jameson at our company who are actually finding the scripts. So Ryan, who's in the audience, is another one of our producers, and Jordan, who's also here somewhere, and Ariel, who's stuck somewhere else. But there's all kinds of us that are here making product, trying to develop more and more locally to make this an ongoing, sustainable industry. But it's guys like Jameson who found the script, found it in LA, literally talking to a guy at a ballet stand, leaving in a van, that led him to this. So it's the smart, talented people like him, then supported by these guys who are amazing talents that we see that. Thanks.
Like I said, I'm so excited. The trailer is amazing. It's such an honor to have it here. Everyone, enjoy the film. Before we get started, though, please turn off your cell phones. No recording or photos, taking of the pictures during the film, because that's just irritating. And stick around afterwards, because we're going to find out more about the film. So enjoy.
And then we watched the movie, and it was amazing, and I was terrified the whole film. But that's okay, because Graham was amazing, the cast was amazing, the production was actually amazing. It was super cool when they talked about afterwards some of the sets they were using and how they were altered for the film. And I also thought the cinematography and the music was by, well, they'll tell you later on who the music was by in the Q&A, but they were incredible. It fit the film like beautifully. Like, I appreciate a good soundtrack for film, and this soundtrack for this film was like obviously made for it because that's what it's for, but it was awesome. Like, it was incredible. They couldn't have found a better soundtrack or made a better soundtrack for this movie, in my opinion. Here is now the Q&A portion of the evening. I have cut it down a little bit. It was quite long. I filmed most of it. I also apologize if sometimes the camera shifts. I didn't bring my tripod, and my arm was like dying filming it, so every once in a while the camera will move. I apologize. But I did cut it down because it was quite long, and also there are some spoilers in the Q&A, and I don't want to give the story away because it's absolutely incredible, and I want you all to go watch the film. I'm going to link a trailer below as well. Make sure you check out the trailer and definitely check out the movie. For now, here's the Q&A portion of the evening.
Jason Gray-Stanford is also here, who played Graham's father.
First of all, congratulations. Big round of applause, East Vancouver Sky. These guys are about to take over. So first things first, before we get started, you have to expound upon finding a script in a ballet. What's that all about? That's pretty amazing.
Kevin Leeson, who is here somewhere, there he is, right in the front. One of our producers at Bright Light in my house. Him and I were at a networking event in LA 2 years ago now, I guess. It was very short turnaround. And as we were leaving, he stopped to talk to a friend of his. And the writer, one of the writers of this, Matt Leslie, was friends with this executive. And while he said his goodbyes, this guy pitched me a script. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, man, send it to me. Absolutely, yes, I would love to read it. Send it to me. And they had this incredible lookbook that he sent first. And RKSS, who had made Turbo Kid before, yeah, this phenomenal movie, which is nothing like this one. I was a big fan of theirs. I was a big fan of Turbo Kid, and I saw the lookbook, and it was everything you saw on screen. And I was excited to read the script, and I did, and the ending, I mean, the whole thing, it was a great read.
Well, when opportunity strikes. So can you guys, first of all, congratulations, you were amazing in the film. It's one of the things that I think is that is so refreshing about watching the film is that you kind of appear to be the age that you are on screen. How old are you guys, if you don't mind my asking?
I'm 16 now, but I was 15 when we filmed that, so.
I'm 16, I was also 15 when we filmed Sean.
So what was your feeling when you saw the script? Like what was your thinking of when it was first landed in front of you?
When I read it for the first time, I closed it and I was just like, wait, what? Oh, okay. And then I thought like, okay, that's really cool, I want to do that now.
Good answer. No, but when the script, I found it in my email, I was like, hey, I should read this. So I picked it up and just couldn't put it back down. It was just captured me. It was really good.
And did you guys, when you first were in the early stages, did you know what parts you were going to play? Were you specific, I think I want to do this one? How did that all work in terms of casting?
I only auditioned for Davey. I think I came into casting pretty late, right? After we already went around a few times, but yeah.
Funny story, I auditioned for Davey. So did Judah, who played Eats.
Funny your story, so did I.
But no, I auditioned for Davey, obviously, and then they were like, hey, how about you read for this character instead? And I guess they liked me.
Cory was actually the first, Cory, who played Faraday, was actually the first person that we cast. We had cast in our mind, it wasn't official until we found Graham probably 3 months into casting. It took a long time. Stranger Things had about 9 months to find their kids. And one of the producers, his wife, was the casting associate on Stranger Things. And actually, we had gone through 2 or 3 rounds of casting. And she said, why have you not seen Graham Verchere yet? He's on Fargo, he was on The Good Doctor, Fiona Gubelman, who's also on The Good Doctor, is here, which is a show that Sean produces. And I don't know why you haven't seen this kid. And so we had him come in, and immediately we were like, that's Davey. And so we offered it to him, and then we had already had Cory on the bench for Faraday.
Well, I think it all worked out the way it was meant to work out. You guys were great in the film. One more question I will ask of you guys before we turn it over to the audience for a couple questions. One of the things that's so striking in the whole, 1984 aspect of the film is the music. It's such a great, it really puts you back there. If anyone here remembers 1984, you know what I'm talking about. Can you talk a little bit about the sound of the film, because I think it really works very well.
So the soundtrack is composed by a Montreal-based synth band called Matos, and Matos also did Turbo Kid. Yes, JP Bernier is part of Matos. It's a duo. He actually shot the film as well, so he shoots all of RKSS's stuff, all their shorts going back to Redhead, Red Dead, Bagman. Like, he's been with them through the whole ride, and he has scored everything that they've done. And so these guys are super cool. We actually, when somebody was like, oh, so who's scoring it? Well, it's the DP's also gonna do it. We had a lot of like, the guys at the studio were really weirded out by that he was gonna do both, but when you saw it with temp music, which a lot of the crew here, especially people who worked in post, who were seeing the final product for the first time, when they saw it with temp music, it's a completely different movie. And when the guys got their hands on it, they're phenomenally talented, unbelievable artists, and really elevated the film for sure.
Absolutely. And well, we do have a little bit of time. So if you have any questions, now would be the time. Raise your hands. Yes, in the blue shirt, second row.
Hi there. So you left things pretty open-ended there. I'm just wondering if there's any plans for a summer of '85.
Exactly.
Summer of '94 when you. There's been lots of jokes about it. I don't know if those guys they've thought about it. I don't know if I think that we just wanted to make this, and we're like, well, if people like it, then great. And so we haven't really had any serious discussion about it, but yeah, it's open-ended. You know, there's a lot of places that creative people like Matt and Steve.
I'm first in line to see Davey get his revenge.
How do you feel about that?
I'm down.
Other questions from the audience? No, really? There we go, front row, yes.
That whole cul-de-sac is out in Langley. And the people, we actually...
That's predictable, I'd
Yeah.
say, Christopher, yes.
And Justin, where are you? Oh, hey buddy. So at the very back there is our production designer, Justin Lowe. He actually completely redid, with the help of our construction team, the inside of that house. And like the basement door they go down into actually went into their kitchen. Justin is responsible for doing so much with so little, and as was a lot of the crew who is here tonight. And thank you to everybody who worked on this movie. A big round of applause. It was a small film that looked really, really big. So thank you guys. Thank you.
And just out of curiosity, can you raise your hand if you worked on the film? How many people already? Oh, that's fantastic. Well, big round of applause and congratulations.
Caroline Batista right here kept us running on time. It's our first AD.
Other questions while we have everyone on stage? Yes, down there, first row.
Yes, do we remember this cul-de-sac cat? Jason, do you know the cul-de-sac cat?
Yeah, 84.
I only got to meet him once, but
He was literally just hanging around the whole time. And I still think he should have had a cameo, but yeah. There was just a cat there, always. Just all over the place.
So, did you guys look at old, I want to say old movies, or what was? I mean, how did you kind of research the era?
I don't know if you can tell, but we weren't born before 1984. So, we watched a whole bunch of movies like Goonies and Stand By Me, and all of those movies that are pretty similar. They have the same vibe. Just to know what it was like and what it should look like.
I did something similar.
What is it that you think about? I mean, we're seeing this, with this film, and of course, Stranger Things. What is it about this kind of, mid '80s era that you think is kind of coming back into the ether and people's imagination? But what is it about this period that you think people are kind of gravitating towards a little bit?
it's the nostalgia aspect of it. It's a simpler time, and also movies, of this genre work so well because now we have cell phones and video, and it's so easy to access everything that there's a you know, even though it's a horror movie, a suspense movie, there's a real kind of wholesome aspect to it, and it legitimizes this type of film. You know, and it makes it, I mean, one of the things, it's a credit to everybody who worked on it, from the producers to the actors to our great directors to all the crew, is that unlike a lot of movies in the genre, it truly kind of tracks, and it goes for the kind of reality, as you mentioned before. And that's something that's rare, but I think it's that kind of, you know, the 80s it captures that a little bit better, because it was a simpler, gentler time.
More innocent, a little bit. Okay, well, we do need to wrap it up because we do have another film afterwards. But congratulations, you guys, again. You're doing Vancouver proud, big time.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, and thanks again for everybody for coming out. If you love the film, like the film on Facebook, tell your friends about it. When can people see? You said August?
In Canada, it'll be out on VOD August 24th. It comes out August 10th theatrically in the US. And
Like the film on Facebook? There's a Facebook.
Like the film
yep,
on Facebook, follow it on Instagram, Twitter, you know, the whole deal.
Okay, well, we're going to do that. Again, thank you guys so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All of you guys here again on many other projects in the future. So congratulations, and thanks you guys as well. Have a great night.
Once that was over, we all headed outside to take some pictures with Graham and to talk about the movie and celebrate the movie, and it was absolutely awesome.
Oh! Emma Ciprian. Oh! So scary. I'm surprised Emma Ciprian Vlogs can didn't fall off from
Yeah. Oh no, it has.
Wow.
Oh god.
Some of the other friends you might recognize who were there were people who are regularly on my channel, like Julia, Nathan, Brianna. There were also some other friends there who you haven't actually met on my channel yet, and we were all super proud of Graham. I'm definitely very proud of Graham. This was an awesome movie, and I'm very happy to be able to celebrate it with him and his family. I think it's super cool that a Vancouver cast was able to film something in Vancouver and premiere it in Vancouver, which is totally awesome. And it was a fundraiser for a theater that was also in Vancouver, which is super cool. Anyways, thanks for watching this vlog of Summer of '84, the Vancouver one-night-only premiere at the Rio Theater. Please make sure to check out my other videos. I'll leave those at the end screen. I'll also link the trailer to Summer of '84 down below, as well as its Instagram, Graham's Instagram, my friend's Instagram, and my own. Follow me on my social medias at @EMCiprianVlogs. Make sure you click that little subscribe button if you like what you saw today, and then click the bell that's next to it so that you get notified when I upload next. Make sure you click that like button if you like this, or you like Summer of '84, if you like Graham Verchere, if you like my friends, or if you like horror films. I mean, who doesn't love a good horror film? That's produced locally. Pretty awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
I can't focus on what needs to get done. I'm on notice, hoping that you don't run. You think I'm tepid, but I'm misdiagnosed. Cause I'm a stalker, I seen all of your posts. And I'm just tryna play it cool now. But that's not what I wanna do now.